Hello and welcome to a beer with Wraggy. Hi. And albeit just a bloody excuse to have a beer and do some talking on the internet sort of thing. It's been a while since I've done a live, got to be honest. It's been, what's it been now? 2 or 3 weeks since my wedding. Balmy how quick things fly. Uh, yeah, something like 3 weeks anyway. Oh, no. But anyway, so thought I'd go live on a Sunday afternoon. Literally gave no warning. The YouTuber's probably going to not even send the notification out, so it'll be what it is. It's always the same. Good evening, Thomas. And obviously, I can see the chat down there. Unless people swear, then I can only see it on my phone. Don't know why that is, but I've got the phone there that takes the video, and I've got the other phone at the far end of the room. And then I've got the laptop where I can see it because my eyes are shit, and I can see it better on there. So I'm still drinking, would you believe? And let me just make sure it's okay. Smells okay. Yeah, fucking spot on. I'm still drinking a mini keg from the wedding. How crazy is that? I mean, it's just bonkers that we cracked it open 3 weeks ago, July the 14th, so 21st, 28th. Yeah, 3 weeks and 2 days ago. And still, there wasn't much came out of this, to be fair. I think there was too much beer, to be fair, but it's still tasting top notch. The beers that some are loving, oh yeah, the beers that weren't full of hops seem to have lasted really long. Some of them didn't last as long as you'd think, but maybe that's because we didn't close the vents quick enough. But that one's working fine. I mean, you look at that, crystal blooming clear. So this week, good old camera. I'm not a camera member. Never have been, never will be either. But good old camera with their bloody Abbott Ale debacle. I mean, wow. Of all the beers that went to Great British Beer Festival, and I presume there was more than two, or three even. Yeah, as I assume there was more than three beers, and that was the champion beer of Britain. I mean, it's not a bad beer when it's on top form, but it is not the champion beer, the second best beer in Britain. That's just a kick in the bollocks to every single brewer out there who makes a decent beer, and it's like £1 billion company, sponsors the beer festival, gets named second best. Yeah, it's not a good thing for the world of beer, especially when duties going up on beer. Certainly, beer in cans and bottles, shop bought beer is going to go up quite a bit. Imperial stouts are going to go up. I did say this all the other week in one of my normal beer videos, and it's certainly going to come the case. Heard last week's Black Sheep Brewers Club. No, they went into administration, and someone's come in, and no, they're fully alive again. Yeah, Black Sheep are okay. Yeah, they was at death's door, but yeah, somebody came in, so good for them. Good brewery, make some nice beers, make some good trad beers, and some good beers on cask. Yeah. I mean, there's some breweries out there that do silly things and not good for themselves. I mean, bad business decisions. But I mean, some of the local breweries near me, new breweries, their beers. A good friend of ours from YouTube, Red Dog, Johnny Campbell's his other name, but Red Dog Ales. He's brewing out of Ilkeston. And his beers are flying out everywhere locally, and it's great. It's great that the local pubs are giving that support. And being a Red Dog, it's like a forest beer. If a forest beer can't sell well in Nottingham, a forest-related beer, should we say, it's a sad state of affairs because people see Red Dog, Nottingham Forest being red, and him being a Forest fan as well, like myself. It's got to sell. Plus, both two of his beers were at my Wraggy's Beer Festival, so that was good. So I assume that YouTube have done their normal thing, but I'm gonna have a drink, I'm gonna have a chat, put the road to rights as you do. So yeah, Green King. I mean, Abbott Ale. I've been to Green King pubs recently, and Abbott Ale. I'll tell you now, 5 years ago, Abbott Ale out of cans was 10 times better than the Abbott Ale that I've had on cask. Cask is supposed to be king. So in a pub, cask is supposed to be better. But I've had Abbott Ale on cask, and it's been crap. Last 2 or 3 times. So just goes to show you, Aldi and Ireland are looking for a beer taster for their new beers before they come out. Hey, there's a job. I need to get back over to Ireland. Family over there, they're having a tough time. As all families do, when people get older, and the dreaded C word comes into play, and yeah, they're going through some tough times at the moment. And what's happening in the world means fuck all when it's on your doorstep. Yeah, tougher times. But I do want to get back over, go and try the Irish beer scene, go and visit JJ's Craft Brewery. Not sure where they're based. I think they're based actually in Ireland, not Northern Ireland. But yeah, I do want to get over. Because obviously, in the last, I've been over to Ireland, flipping heck, 25 years ago, probably, in Northern Ireland. It was 7 years. 7 years after me and the wife got together was my first time in Northern Ireland. So literally, we went out. We got no. I think how long we've been together now. I've been married 25 years. So that was 1998. We've been together since 1991. So in 1998, I went over to Northern Ireland for my first time. Yeah. So it took me 7 years to get me over and to marry him, get married and all. So yeah, and obviously over the years the beer scene is going mad. Is way down south, right? Is it? I do want to do a trek around though. Go to Ireland. I want to go to the theme park, Tato. It's not called Tato now, is it? It's called something else. But Tato Park. I do want to have a good trek around Ireland. County Limerick. Oh, that is a trek. Really good to have a drive around. Go to the home of Guinness. Go and sample it where it needs to be sampled. And go and pick up beers from breweries that you've never seen before. That's what I want. Drive over in the car. Put friendly flags on the car. Make sure no one takes exception. Then again, you can drive around parts of Nottingham and people don't like it. So that's not a thing, really. Yeah. It is what it is. Different parts of the world. You need to look at your face and think, oh, I don't like you. Yeah, no matter what you really are. But that's the world. That's the world we live in. It's a funny world at times. But yeah, I do want to get over. Go and see that part of the world again. Go and meet up with the family. It's certainly not under times at the moment. Tough times. Hopefully next year we'll have a bit more spare monies as well, and go over and possibly either stop in a hotel or stop in relatives and go out drinking with them and have a good laugh, good knees up. And sometimes I think that's what you need, celebrate people and their lives rather than mourn. The mourning side of things is awful. Good evening, Adam. How are we? And how was Nottingham this time for you? I know that Jim was having a go at somebody or something. Somebody upset him or something. I remember that being the last conversation we had. And whereabouts did you go in this city centre? So it's always interesting to know. I went to Liquid Light last week. Very sessionable beers. I like Liquid Light, but the beers, they were catering for the masses. And I like the fact that you cater for the masses. And I've got to be honest, even Neon Raptor last week were only catering for the masses. 6 microbreweries in Donegal. Wow, 6 in Donegal. That's only across the border. Oh, bless you. Got to do some Wraggy beer reviews on tour. I should be prodding. I tell you what, it's like we're going to Lincoln on August the 27th. I was going to go to Bateman's Brewery, which is based in Lincoln, in Skegness, but there's nothing nearby. And obviously, if I drive there, I can't be driving afterwards. So we bottled that. We're going to go to Bateman's Brewery next year for a brewery tour to celebrate their 150th birthday. I've actually been invited, so that's nice. It's nice of the brewery, you know. It's nice that someone doing positive and nice beer reviews. I'll read that in a sec. Yeah, it's nice to do positive beer reviews and get some feedback back from the breweries, albeit good or bad, obviously. But yeah, we're going to Lincoln. So I've never been to Lincoln, not for a beer. I might have been to Lincoln for a drive-through, but that's about it. So the 7 pubs that we've earmarked, we're going on August 27th, a Sunday, catching the train from Nottingham, hour on the train, hour back, 28 quid for 2 of us for a return journey there and back. That's not too bad. And yeah, it should be a cracking day. Going to get some Batemans on cask and then see what else is there. And I'm there for about 9 or 10 hours. So we'll get what we can in. And the wife's there anyway, so I shouldn't fall over. Yeah, it was lovely. Jim wasn't a fan of Jam Calf. Jam Calf's a funny place. Yeah. When I went in, it was as hot as hell. And there wasn't a massive, great range of beers in there. A lot of the craft beer fans seem to absolutely love the place. It's one that I've done when Greg Bullman Beers came over, and yeah, and it's one that I'll go back maybe sometime in the future, but it's not on the to-do list, as it were. Yeah, I went to Neon Raptor. I love Neon Raptor. 12 lines. You know, we've been there before together anyway. The craft beer fridge. Hey, I'm glad you got to Black Iris. Yeah, the craft beer fridges. It's just a good place to go. Sitting inside, sitting outside. Depends on how warm it is and how noisy it gets. But yeah, Neon Raptor, love it. Liquid Light. Liquid Light. We went last weekend, last Sunday, like a week today. And after my cider tasting thing. And that was weird. And ooh, can't wait for the reviews. Yeah. And we got on the night when there was a quiz, and the quiz, well, let's be fair, it was catering towards one part of the community, and it was Nottingham Pride weekend. Heyo, you know, every brewery does what they does. The questions meant nothing to me, and then there's a lot of David Berry questions as well, which again meant nothing to me. Fox and Grapes, love Fox and Grapes. Like, you know, I went there last week. Good range of cask. The Castle Rock stuff, if you've had it once, you've had it before, you know, but it's the craft beer stuff they have on. And the cask from, you know, the likes of Cloudwater, Siren Craft last week, I had 2 from. They had Varvar on, a load of Varvar beers on keg. And yeah, cracking. Black Iris Brewery. Wow. Straight off the tram. I suppose you got the tram. Straight off the tram, straight into Black Iris Brewery. You've got the Lion next door as well, which is literally 60 yards away. The Lion at Baseford. Did joint reviews? Hey, fair play. It's good to have reviews coming out. I tend to chuck my reviews on pretty quickly, to be fair. But that's why there's about 10 reviews a day on my channel. But no one watches it. But it's all good for promoting the breweries. It's not really. It don't promote me at all. The 1 minute ones don't. But But yeah, Black Iris. What did you get from Black Iris? Was any good impies on or collabs? That'd be interesting to see. Jam Calf. Already spoke about Jam Calf. Yeah, Jam Calf's a bit. Yeah, it can be anyway. Backlog of his 10th anniversary reviews. This is the problem, isn't it? You do so many reviews, and his reviews are all half an hour long. It's a shit to get the ball out. Junkyard's great for craft beer. Was it 12, 14 lines of keg? Plenty of lines of keg. I was in there yesterday, and some pricey bloody lines. 13 quid for 2/3. I'm like, what that? Yeah. I think I'd rather not know the 2/3 price and just know the third price. And when a third is £5 to £6.50, I'm all good. When it says 2/3 at 13 quid, and I'm like, oh. It's like going into to the Vat and Fiddle, Castle Rock pub, and they said £18 a pint, and I'm like, fucking 18 quid a pint. Don't want to be near that. I went for a cheaper one. It was about 7 quid a pint. But I was saying, who was the other liquid like this to clean a lot more? Yeah. Well, there are a couple of local breweries where, if I'm being honest, the cleanliness leaves a bit to be desired. If I ran the breweries, I'd want some cleaner. You don't want to be brewing in the shithole. But yeah. I mean, some are absolutely amazingly spotless. I've been to Lincoln Green. Their brewery's spotless. I've been to Urban Chicken Ale. His brewery, spotless. Same with Bang the Elephant. And Neon Raptor's clean, but it's also very, very busy. I've not been in Black Iris before, so I've never been in there. Reviews will be dropping next month. Yep. Bristol ones will be coming first. Even I did some joint reviews. I'm looking forward to that. It should be good. Tried to go in the line, but there was a gig on. Fair play. Yeah, cracking cask pub. There are 5 or 6 lines of keg as well. Black Iris and Emperor's Impy. Syphicidal tendencies. Like a chocolate brownie impy. Had better from both of them. The Dipper collab with Violet was banging. Yeah. Rocket Skates. Was it 9% or 8.3? I don't know. So, absolutely top notch. I was sat there reviewing 2 beers, and I was sat outside. We were waiting for somebody to come. We was going to give him a lift up to Arnold. And so I had 2 beers because the wife was driving, so I was all good, as you do. And one of the brewery lads came in, spotted me, went straight in the back, come out, and he plonked it in front of me to review. And it's like, wow, and that's before it even got released. So literally, I was the first person out of the brewery people in the country to try it, and it was amazing. Harry's brewery, to be fair, is spotless, so he can talk. Wow. One of these days, I'll get my arse over to Wiltshire. Good evening, David. Hope you're well. There's a brewery in Ireland. They're charging €25 for a bottle of Impy Stout. Shit. I tell you what, it's frightening, isn't it? It makes you wonder if Impies are going to go the way of fine wines, where a 16% Impy is going to cost you like bloody 20 quid a can or bottle. I was speaking to a local brewery, who shall name nameless, but they're telling me that their Impies that are 11 quid at 440 mils will be going down to 330 mils and still be 11 quid. Not because of greed, because of the bloody government. Ramsbury is quite big, but it's in the arse backwards, and then yeah, I do want to go through the whole of the Ramsbury Brewery beers. I'm gonna get a mixed case before Christmas. I'll get my son to get me a mixed case for Christmas, and go from there. Good evening, Mark, and good evening, David. Did I say good evening? I can't remember if I did that. But our crap was July weather was shit. Global warming, not in the UK. Hey, June was ridiculous. June was quite warm, to be fair, and very dry. July, wet, cold. Yesterday, 12 fucking degrees, 12 degrees in Nottingham. Pissed down all day. 12 degrees in August. That's ridiculous. His stamp should be out at Christmas. Ooh, that's interesting. So the Abbott Ale, second best beer in the UK. Remember that when you're drinking a nice and pissed out and think, fucking hell, Abbott Ale's better than this. It's something to think about, isn't it? You know, you've got to wonder about these judges. Someone said they blind tasted the beers. Well, are they fucking tasteless as well? Problem with that is it detracts not only from all the other breweries, but it detracts from the first and third, who genuinely got their first and third. Well, I presume at least. Certainly the winner seems to be a genuine winner. Oh yeah, certainly backhanders. Yeah, yeah. It just makes them look like idiots. Yeah. I mean, I've seen the judging at Nottingham Beer Festival, Robin Hood Beer Festival, and at least there, the beers they're choosing are decent beers. We have all got our own taste buds, so no one can take it away from you what you like or dislike. If you think that fucking Sainsbury's Basics Lager is the best lager out there, then that's up to you. But if you're people that judge beer a lot of the time, then drink a lot of beer and judge it, then you'll know quality beer when it hits you. As a beer reviewer, when I drink a beer that hits the spot, my face lightens up. I'm smiling, and I'm in a place where whoa, Abbott Ale would not put me in one of them places. A lot of Camera regional ads now calling for any sponsors to be exempt from the competition. Good, good, because there was a backlash. I seen it across Facebook, YouTube, and that's only part of the equation. There was a backlash over that, and I'm glad I was part of the backlash. Yeah, yeah. Camera may not like me, but I'm not having that. Fucking hell! Just because someone put money into it, you shouldn't be winning. You know, there's a wine and spirits awards. People say they take backhanders for giving out awards. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. We did Upnall Beer Festival this year. So there were 10 beers that were entered into the beer festival. I did not know any of the beers, although some of the breweries beforehand leaked their new beers. So there was a hint that an 11% Imperial Stout was from a certain brewery, and it was quite a big hint. But the public chose the beers, and the rightful beer won. Yeah, not everybody voted. I voted. I was the first and second person to try the beers, and there were two that were really rough. But the rest of them, the other eight, were nice beers. But the winner won it, and won it because it was the best tasting beer. And you know, that beer has not been brewed since. The brewery that won have not rebrewed the beer because they're worried that they can't sell it. And the fact of the matter is, if they put it on keg, they'll sell it across the country. But because they probably want to put it on cask, because cask is cheaper, because you wash casks out rather than kegs where you're paying 15 quid for the keg before you've sold the beer and put the beer in. And that's Magpie Brewery. Yeah, their vanilla no filler is not been rebrewed, and that's Nottinghamshire Champion Beer of the Year 2023. Sad that the Champion Beer has not been rebrewed. I'm hoping they rethink, because I think it's a bit of a silly move not to do it. There are micro pubs all around Nottingham that will take that beer. So even I'm not sure you can put a 7.3 in a cask and it'd last, but a 7.3 in a keg, yeah, all day long. Yeah, I mean, I know breweries locally that have put 11% in cask, sold it to Robin Hood Beer Festival, and it went. In fact, we had a tap takeover in Ilkeston, and that beer went. first. On cask, and 11% beat the pales. Your pale ales. It's bonkers, isn't it? I mean, you would not think that an imperial stout would go first against 4%ers. Although, as we know, in any pubs, the 4%ers, the pale ales, are the things that make the money. They're the things, because people will drink a hell of a lot of pale ales. And Azvek's apparently not brewing impies for a while. It's to do with cost and duty. Oh, that's sad. That is sad, isn't it? And is this going to be a trend? Because Azvek's do quite a few impies and bigger beers. And does that mean now that 8% is going to be the top end of beers in the UK on the whole? Quite the worry going forward. If that's the case. Ooh. I mean, to be honest, when I go to the pubs at the weekend, I don't really see anything above 6 or 7% anyway. Not the pubs I go in, which are mainly cask and slightly crafty pubs. Latest one was banging. Got a can, but not drank it yet. Yeah, I had a Hazvex from low cost a few weeks ago. Well, a month or so ago now. And that was a stonker as well. But the likes of Tartarus with their 17%ers, that'll be interesting. And what's the price of a 17% third going to be? You know, are you going to be paying like £8 for a third? We're already seeing £6.57 for a third, and that gets quite worrying. You know, flipping heck, you want to sip that bastard. You don't want to be just chucking that down your neck. No, not that you should anyway, really. I was at Partisan Tavern, which is not far from Fox and Grapes in Nottingham, and they had a Tartarus cask collaboration with Bini, B-I-N-I brew, and it's 4.5%. And no, I've not got there yet, mate. 4.5%, and it was amazing on cask, absolutely stunning. Did I grab a can of Thornbridge? No, it was meant to go today. Then we got sidetracked into going to a pub. So I need to pick it up, possibly one night after work. I'm literally working long days from tomorrow till Friday. Yeah, so Friday I'm finishing at 3 o'clock. The rest of the week, God knows what time. Special brew barley wine, both had the strength and taste strip from them. Yeah, I've noticed that, Dive Monkey. Yeah, the last time I had Carlsberg Special Brew, it didn't taste anything like what it did years ago. Probably don't get nicked as much these days either. It used to get nicked a lot. That and barley wine. When I worked in Sainsbury's, there'd always be someone coming in, taking one can, and you know, you'd have to reduce the rest of the cans down to low price. Which in them days I didn't do beer reviews and I didn't drink strong beers. Nowadays, 50p a can. It'd have been ka-ching. Yeah, Leffe the same. Yeah, I'm not so knowledgeable on the Leffe front. I drank it once 13 years ago. Tasted like tobacco ash. Tasted disgusting. Same as Duvel. 13 years ago, I tasted Duvel. It was rancid. Fucking nasty. These days, both I can drink and don't bother me. It's really weird. Good evening, Benjamin. Married man's sex life. Did anybody actually get a bloody notification? Because, or is it just showing up that I'm live? But yeah, I came back today. We've been out this afternoon, and I come back, and the wife's going for a bath. She's putting the chicken on. I thought, well, there's an hour, because she'll be an hour in the bath. She likes a good long soak. So yeah, she likes to come out like a lobster. Yeah, I can go in the bath 2 hours later, and it's still fucking red hot. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. 2 hours later. Oh, stuck at work. Fair play. Fair play. I got the last 4 bottles at Leffe, 6.6% at Tesco last week. Why has it gone down now? This drop in the ABV. I've got to be honest, and I'll ask the question. Would you rather pay more for a beer but keep it the same ABV, same taste that you've always drank, or would you rather it go down in price to make it more affordable with a lower ABV? Gone to 6 now. Wow. There's the problem. Can they keep the taste the same? Now, if the taste is exactly the same, aroma, taste, but lower ABV and lower price, if it does go down in price, then fair play. But if not, then you kill the brand to save money. Yeah, the government, yeah. Putting duty up on bloody beer. Where's the duty on fucking gas and electric companies, water companies that are taking the piss? We know they take the piss. Heard the new 6% isn't nice. Tastes different. This is the problem, isn't it? Good evening, Kevin. How are you? Wasn't your birthday this week? I think these weeks they just seem to mould into one. I look on Facebook and I don't see friends posts anymore. All I see is fucking adverts and wrestling. So I clicked on one wrestling. So I used to follow wrestling massively years ago, and now I get wrestling rammed down my throat. Sometimes the pictures are nice, sometimes not. But yeah, wrestling rammed down your throat. 6.5 is the next duty threshold. There's shit in it. There's shit. Last week, yeah, that's not a surprise. Not with Facebook, it's shit. Water companies dumping sewage in rivers and permitting them. It's fucking disgusting, isn't it? Why are they allowed to do that? If I took a shit in the street, somebody would find me. Not that I would. It's disgusting. But you know what I mean? Doing shit in the river. This fucking disgusting. How you doing, Darren? Gardening. Well, the gardens are really coming on nice. It's. I tell you what, because of the rain this year in the summer, everything is thriving. Although the grass, the edges, the weeds are thriving. But we'll put that to one side. But everything, the seeds you sow, it's all coming along really nice. It's an amazing year. Good evening, Carla. And thank you. Selling to Wetherspoons to keep the costs down. Yeah. The Wetherspoons will take. I know breweries locally that sell to Wetherspoons because it's a guaranteed income. So they'll sell it cheaper than they would to a pub. But they're selling volume. Volume keeps the business going. And, as much as you do not like Wetherspoons for the corrupt, the way they are, you've got to, yeah, you've got to do what you do to keep alive, haven't you? Oof. Very tough, Benjamin. I have no idea. Tuesday and Thursday late. It's literally, it depends what the wife's doing as well. Maybe Wednesday night, maybe Wednesday, maybe. It is tough. I hate to say Wednesday and then I can't do it. Tory government, most corrupt government ever, aren't they? Hey? Yep. Roll on when they go. I don't like Labour. I don't like Conservatives. Not a fan of Liberals, but Labour have got to be better than these idiots. Horsetail weed's gone mad in our front borders. Yeah, get weed killer on it. Weed killer's the best. Kills it to the roots. Strong weed killer. Yeah. Whatever it says, go double or dilute it. So not dilute it. If it's a concentrate, put double the amount in. It's the only way. And then spray it and liberally, obviously not nearly plants. So the lump on this side is from 2 weeks before the Craft Beer Festival, where I put a hose pipe down and walked into a wall. I dare say the Craft Beer Festival didn't help. This side is from the Craft Beer Festival. So, and it's still not gone down. So, Jamie Clarkson's in the barley harvest is shit. He's going to have to buy product from other farmers to brew his beer. Yeah, it's been too wet. Tomatoes this year, tomatoes are struggling because we haven't had the warmth and it's too wet. It all depends how warm it gets going forward. We could do with a bit of a dry spell now to dry the ground out, funnily enough. In June, I was praying for rain. Now I'm praying for some warm and sun. Can't win, can you? You just can't win. There's no easy way of doing it. Stocked up on homebrew kits, a wise decision. Good homebrew kits are well worth their weight in gold. And they have a little still. Fair play, fair play. Can't fault the still part of it. Yeah. As long as you do it properly, it turns out brilliant. Proper beer Wednesday. Can't fault you, mate. Can't fault you. Finish your shift, enjoy your shift, and all on the end they can't get as we have flowers in there. Oh, then the only way, mate, is to put weed killer in a little plastic jug, get a little paintbrush, and go around paintbrushing the weeds. It's a task, but pulling the weeds out, no good. Paintbrush, let it clip back to the roots. Once you've done that a few times, you will win. You will win. Good evening, Righty. How are you? And sunflower plant is massive. Not actually flat. Yeah, it's because we had too much bloody rain. Yeah, we need some sun. Tomatoes not ripening even down far south. Yeah. My tomatoes at work, they're not growing much. There's lots of green. There's no red at all. And some are dying off because there's too much bloody water. You wouldn't afford it in August, too much water. Bonkers. Good evening, Mr. Henry 420. How are you? It's been a while. So, hope everyone's okay. Let me just pour myself a bit more. 3-week-old cask. Tesco still have the vocation. Yeah, barrel aged mints. I wonder where they get all the barrel aged from. Because, to have it in every single Tesco's, it does beg the question, is it really barrel aged? For the price of 3. I bought 2, I think. Yeah, in total. I do like the sound of their champagne yeasted beer they've got. Is it 16%, the Impy? I do like the sound of that. The price maybe isn't for me. Good marrow, rather. Yeah, it's the pumpkins and butternut, they're growing great. I've had watermelons, pumpkin. I've got pumpkins ready. Yeah, I've had pumpkins. Butternut are coming along, and I've got these gourd things, something called a patizon. And I've never even heard of them before. And I'm a gardener, never heard of a patizon. It's just not my cup of tea, but got them coming along. Good evening from Norway. How are you? Yes, Alan. Yeah, all good, all good. Sunday afternoon, back to work tomorrow. Got a nice busy week, to be fair. Planting all week, so looking forward to it. To be quite honest. Yeah, water, rainwater, or anything that likes a bit of water. Potatoes will be growing like massive. They are a bit like yellow squash, the pattersons. Yeah. They're a bit. What's the word? I've got some that are green, some that are white, some that are speckled. So God knows what they're going to turn out like in the end. But I think the Brewdog Rattling Rum was underappreciated. Limited edition small batches. They call it limited edition small batch, but it's in every single. It's in every single Sainsbury's and Tesco's. So there's a version of small batch. A small batch for a brewery is probably 30 cans. Small batch for Brewdog is probably about 500,000 cans. It's what you call small batch. It's quite funny, that is. Although maybe it was initially a limited edition, and because it's sold well, it's flourished, and it certainly has flourished. It's still on the shelves now, and I thought Rattling Rum was probably one of their best beers, certainly supermarket beers, that I've had in a long time. I do intend to do the Brewdog Advent calendar this year, and see what it's like. Let's hope there's a lot of new stuff in there. I don't want old stuff, but it's a cheap and cheerful Advent calendar. A lot of people will be drinking it, so might get people, do some lives, try and do one live, 24 days of lives drinking it. Yeah, I think Brewdog with stouts are pretty decent. They do some the odd ropey beer though. You know, some of their off-flavored beers. You like, ooh. But I mean, the Palmer Violet beer, tasted the Palmer Violet, but the colour was wrong. They should have used colour in to make it look purple. When it came out as gold, it's like, how's this? And yeah, I mean, I did say that. I did actually comment that to Brewdog as well. Old Speckle 4.8%. Well, Old Speckled about 5.2. I can see a lot of these bigger breweries, and obviously Old Speckled is Green King, second best beer in Britain. But yeah, I can see a lot of these breweries reducing their ABVs down, or certainly going down the cheaper brewing route. We are waiting for extreme weather. That has been named Hans. 150 mil in 24 hours. Wow, whereabouts is that? That's a lot of rain. Hazy Jane. Hazy Jane's not bad. Yeah. Good evening, Craig. How are we, mate? And I have caught a few of your live walkarounds while I've been at work, but can't talk when I'm at work. Too many people watching. And can't be seeing my name pop up on anything when you're supposed to be working. But yeah, good to see you. I'm after a few beers. That's right. Paint supermarkets closing at 4 on a Sunday. Yeah. Tesco Extra on Oxclose Lane closes at 11 p.m. on Sunday. Play. Sometimes the Oxclose Lane. Don't you think the Chinese next door is expensive nowadays? We went in the other month for a buffet, and 4 of us, 120 quid for 4. I felt like I'd had my trousers pulled down very, very harshly. Won't be going in again. Yeah, I'd rather go to Tacky Inn and get a decent Chinese for about a quarter of the price. And Brewdog are releasing a load of the rebrews: Hardcore IPA, Clockwork Tangerine, Cocoa Psycho. If they're beers that did well and they chuck them out, then fair play. In Oslo, the eastern part of Norway, that is a lot of rain to come down, isn't it? Oof. Good evening, Tad. And how are you, mate? Don't go out, but takeaways are just too expensive. Yeah, especially if you get them delivered, because you know your Just Eats and your Uber Eats and all them. The prices, if you go through their websites, the prices are a lot more expensive, and you pay delivery on top. So they're creaming off a percentage, and they're creaming delivery as well. Very, very devious. But McDonald's, KFC, they fuck it up every time. Pizza ones, I literally won't go to a takeaway anymore, because how hard is it to get an order proper? You know, it just does my bolting. Tacky Inn is the best one local to Shirley. I totally agree. Yeah. The lady in there is nice as well, to be fair. And the delivery drivers, apart from the one who robbed me of 10 quid when I had a little bit too much to drink one night, went to the door with 30 quid and he took the 30 off and he just took it. And it was supposed to be 20. And that's what I get for going to the door half drunk. And yeah, got out bollocking off the wife as well. These things happen. Yeah. Yeah. Delivery and service job. I'm absolutely laughing at it. Only working 3 days a week. Is that for a reason, a health reason, or is that no work coming in reason? Or not much work? Oh, right. 3 days a week. Ooh, ouch. I mean, there is work out there, but it's what is it the work you want to do? I mean, these delivery drivers, there's thousands of them buggers. Not that they ever get the food right. They miss half your food. And at the times we've had to phone up and complain and get our money back. And I mean, to be fair, you're better off complaining and getting your money back, and even if you've had the order, because then at least you can say, well, I haven't had it. They can't prove it unless you take it back to the shop and ram it down the throat. Was it Neon Raptor this time last Sunday? How strange. I'll tell you why in a second. Didn't fancy the slushies though, just went for a clusters. I was next door at Fox and Grapes this time last Sunday, yeah, literally around the corner on the Snenton Cider Club. Well, the Fox and Grapes Cider Club with Snenton Cider Company. Yeah, work's not out there. Oh, not good, not good, especially in this day and age. Fucking hell. I mean, if you don't need to work, then that's fair play. But it's that getting that money in to survive, whichever way you need to get the money in to survive, it's tough. And what you don't need is bad luck. Bad luck's the absolute killer. Not been to the Fox and Grapes. Well, you look out the Neon Raptor window, and it's literally like 20 yards away. And Neon Raptor's good, but Fox and Grapes is good as well. Some great craft beer in there. Don't know if the Roundhouse sometimes opening yet. Do you know something? I don't think I've ever been in. Yeah, no, can't even think where it is. Roundhouse. Still got loads of home brew from my time at home. Fair play, fair play. We need a beer, don't we? I'm still drinking wedding beer. I am. So this was cracked open 3 weeks, 2 days ago. This, to be honest, is nearly a full cask. I've vented it, and I'll close the vent again now. And beer's still decent. Still tasting decent. If it didn't taste decent, I've chuck it. I am wondering though, I'll get an empty one because that weighs a ton. So with these, I'm wondering if I drill the top out, take the top out altogether, whether that bung would fit in the top, maybe with an airlock on, and use that as a bit of a homebrew dispenser. Put 8-9 pints in. Wolf, obviously clean it and all that, but I'm wondering if it's reusable for that. I mean, you could put the Milton fluid in and give it a good clean. I do wonder, because that'd be interesting. Money-wise, it's not a good time for the Tuscan Raider to open. Yeah, I've still not heard anything. I vaguely know where it is now. It's near the Cock and Hoop. But it's over towards the Broad Marsh area, which is not doing well. It's a terrible part of Nottingham at the moment. Nottingham in that area is really struggling, really struggling. Roundhouse is near the castle. Towards the Rope Walk area. I know that the Crafty Crows reopened in that area of the world. Roundhouse, that must be at the top of the hill then. No, I've never been in if that's the case. No. Some people do reuse them kegs, yeah. Well, my daughter's wedding's coming up, and I'm thinking that I might do a brew and stick a brew in there for the actual Bolton Wonder did an old one, so you're best asking him, right? Yeah. Yeah, because the kegs, I mean, the pull-out thing on the bottom. I mean, I know you can get the parts, whether how cheap or dear they are. That's another thing. But I mean, the actual tap itself, lower pavement used to be a calf. Enfield, was it Enfield's? Now you know more than me. Now, is it one that you walk through and then there's the bars at the back? The front, there's like a frontage, and you go through and there's a place at the back. That's interesting. Last KFC I ordered, 15 quid's worth, ended up with 30 quid. Hey, fucking hell. When it works in your favour, it's great, isn't it? I mean, hey. And I've never been in the Roundhouse. Yeah, I may or may not have. In my boozy years, when I used to go out drinking a lot, I may have been in it then. I'll have to check that out. But I will check with Bolton Wonder as well, give him a nod. But yeah, Can't be end up with 30 quid's worth, can you? You know, it's what you want. 30 quid's worth of beer, food rather. Wow, especially if it's chicken pieces. I mean, I like KFC cold, I do. And I've noticed for a long while now they've not done the 9-piece deal for £5.99. But you could only get it if you went in. But for £5.99 for 9 pieces of chicken, it's worth going up just to get the £5.99 worth of chicken. Last beers I bought was four pack of Nigerian Guinness. Very different taste. Yes, it's the sorghum they're using the brew. I don't know about that. But Nigerian Guinness, yeah, it's not bad. Yeah, got a bit more of a kick to it than standard Guinness. Guinness foreign extra, that is. But I presume that's what you mean. Although I've never come across a 4-pack of Nigerian Guinness. I've only seen it in bottles. That's interesting. Where'd you get that from, out of curiosity? A shop locally? I thought it would have to be foreign extra. I've never heard of Guinness Nigerian coming anything else, but hey ho, you know, new stuff all the time. That's tasting absolutely spot on, that is. And at 3.7%, I'm not going to get into trouble. I'm able to get Oakham's beers into Norway, Norwegian wine monopoly in various pubs. Oakham makes some great beers, to be fair. Good to see their beers getting all the way over there. They're what you would call local to me, although an hour's travel to get there. 4-pack of bottles from the foreign foods as in Tesco Top Valley. Right, yeah. I don't go down that aisle, so that's probably why I haven't noticed. Went chip shop for 2 cod and chips. Got 6 bits of cod. Yeah. Chip shops don't normally knacker it up, do they? Yeah, unless you got slipped the wrong bag. Imagine somebody else getting home with saying they'd ordered 6 and got 2. Yeah, yeah. Someone would not be happy. Jamaican Dragon Stout. It's worth a try. Yeah, it won't be overly different. I wouldn't have thought, and I can't remember. It's been years. I have had it once before in my life. I'm sure I've done a review of it, but sure I have. Although I may have had it before I did reviews, but I've had it, and yeah, it's not too bad. Not the Cartwheel Calf, it's the other side of Enfield Chambers. We walked through to have a look when we were there. Right, yeah. So I walked past there last night. So you've got 2 buildings that are set back with a bit of a seating area at the front. You've got a building with like a bit at the front that you walk through a passageway to get to the back, and then obviously after that. So was it the one downhill, or was it the one uphill? That's interesting. I'll Google it later myself as well. How did you know that? Anyway, that's amazing. Good. I live here, and I talked to them, and I didn't know. But the breweries around me, the pubs around me do know. All the pubs know where it is. So obviously, yeah, it's much more common knowledge than I think, at least. Stouts are so much better than lagers and pale ales. Yeah, I mean, my preferred beer is certainly an imperial stout. And look at it. I've got quite a few of these bad boys. It's been registered now on Google. Oh, so they must have the right. That's interesting. So this is my sticky toffee imperial stout, brewed for the wedding. It's over 11%, and it's bottle condition there. And yeah, I shall have it at some time in the future. Sometime. No idea when, but sometime. Blue Monkey on Front Street Orange usually have a nice start. Yeah, Blue Monkey's not a bad pub, actually. Yeah, they've done a collab with Bateman's Brewery just the last week or so. I am really looking forward to trying that. Registered and on Google. I shall have a look at that later. I shall have a look to see which one it was, because my mate wants to know as well. And I'm surprised Bang the Elephant hadn't even told me. Shocking, shocking, not being told by the people that you mates with. What did Tracy drink on the big day? Well, we started off on champagne. I think we had a glass of prosecco first. Then I think we had another glass of prosecco. Then we had some wine. But then she was drinking Alter Ego, Small Fire, Campfire Stout. It was like a marshmallow stout. And she really likes that. So, and the interesting news is, I haven't put this out there because until it happens, I've been a bit wary with saying stuff on social media, because every time I say stuff, it never flipping happens. So, like the Castle Rock and the Lincoln Green brews that I was supposed to be doing, they never transpired. But Alter Ego Brewing contacted me literally a few days ago. It's their 5th birthday in October of this year. And they've asked me to come to the brewery to do a Wraggy brew for their 5th birthday. So I'm up for that. Should be a good laugh. She went for a run on the day, Carla. She went out in the morning and did a run. Yeah. On the day after, what did we do a day after? Do you know, I get the funniest feeling. She did go for a run the morning after. Do you know, I think she did. I think she did go for a run the morning after. Or did she? No, she didn't, because we were doing too much sorting out, bringing all the stuff back from the hotel, and that we got home. There was so much stuff to sort out, and yeah, then we went for a beer in the afternoon. Yeah, there the dog. Get some doggy hair down you. You tried Raggy's Golden Ale at the Station Hotel. Yeah, it's sad that that's not been rebrewed. I was hoping they'd rebrew it. You know, they don't have to have me there to rebrew it, because those collab things, they rebrew stuff all the time. But yeah, obviously, maybe it didn't sell as good. Maybe if it sold more. But yet it's funny because they had orders from all the way around the world. People ordering it from all over. In bottle, it sold really well. I've no idea about a cask, but it didn't last long on cask. So maybe it's just the fact they have so many beers, and yeah, they just like to vary it. I mean, they've got their core range, and then they have their special beers that they brew. They don't actually brew that much in the, they're not like Neon Raptor. Neon Raptor, 2 or 3 beers a week. They're brewing new beers, and I don't know how they do it on their kit, because their kit is dinkum. Yeah, on cask, and Kent Beer Reviewers will know this. On cask, it was quite a different beast to what it was in a bottle. In a bottle, it was okay, but on cask, it was very, very good on cask. At least fresh, super fresh. It was really decent. Who knows what breweries do and think? But yeah, Alter Ego Brewing. So I know. Well, it's pretty much a given. If I'm going down to brew a beer with them, and it's going to be released at their 5th birthday party, then I'm bloody down for that anyway. Yeah, I think you'll find in supermarkets, craft beers, they get very, very samey. Tesco's, very samey. Yeah, there's not much difference. A Wraggy Impet, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? Danny boy, good evening. All this USFO stuff coming from America strange. I've not heard a lot. I literally don't watch the news at all. What's the stuff from America then? Don't want to kill your fingers writing it out, but I'll Google it later. But let's be fair. If you look at X-Files 11, 12 years ago, they were preempting what happened in COVID, where this big thing had happened, this big event would happen, and everyone would have to be inoculated. COVID came, and COVID was very similar to what they were saying in X-Files. Scary. imported UFO brewery beers. Yeah, I don't know about that either. Yeah. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that tastes the same in supermarkets. And I would say to yourself that if when there's a new range comes out, um, yeah, when new beers come out, just look at the beers first. If they all sound the same, then get the one you fancy and leave the other two because variation's key. I don't know why any supermarket would have 4 or 5 of the same type of beer on a new release of say 10 beers come out, 5 of them are new and it's exactly the same. It's bonkers. Variation. You know. Oh, I fancy that because it sounds different. Oh yeah, I want 5 of exactly the same fucking beer. No, you don't. I certainly don't anyway. No. So keeps coming on YouTube recommending feeds. Seems to be officials in USA meeting to talk about UFOs being real. Well, there's been a lot of that over the years, hasn't there? Covering something else. You never know, do you? You know, there's a lot that happens in the world, and you read it and you think there's more to it than meets the eye. And there's a reason why they bring out a story because something else has happened or something's happening. Not tried on his burger shack yet. Oh well, I was there last night. So it was me son-in-law's stag do last night. So we went into town to meet him. And what did I have? I had the blue cheese and mushrooms on the burger. Oh, absolutely divine. Yeah. Stonking amount of Stilton cheese. Decent burger. Lots of fries. Lenton Lane Brewery on cask. 3.7%. You didn't get too drunk. Tasted absolutely spot on. Yeah, the blue cheese. Oh, I've got burgers from work that they were getting rid of. Not because there's anything wrong with them, but because they can't stack them, they can't keep them for long. They're like pre-cooked, so you just warm them up basically. So I froze them, and I've been defrosting them, banging the old blue cheese on in a burger, woof, and decent burgers for free, and yeah, better than being chucked away. Looking after your staff, that's what you got to do. Rather, UFA Brewery came up on the recommended feeds. Chinese flu was the start of control. Sad thing it was. Yeah, this COVID, it does seem to be the thing, doesn't it? They do seem to be going from one overinflated epidemics, pandemic, whatever they call it, to another. And you're getting to the stage now where you think, I don't believe any of it. Is it all absolute bollocks? And it does make you wonder. It really does. I tend not to believe it. I tend not to. Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. You know, I forgot a lot of stuff about the Arboretum over the years. A lot of stuff, good and bad. But my workmate who who found that pork, who took it home, and literally months later, they found that dead body chopped up. The only bit missing was the belly. Um, it was fucking. And then he went. As soon as that happened, he went off sick and never came back, and it blew his mind. And wow, God be wondering. Is not navigation the one with the fan zone? Yeah. That big tented area with a big screen and the bar outside. Do you know, I've not been down since that's been done. I do need to go down. I might drag my mate down in 2 weeks' time. If Forest to play and wait till the Forest have gone in and do a bit of a trekkie round there because there's a few pubs we need to do. And then maybe go into West Bridgeford. Yeah. Good evening, Sammy. Been a while. How are you? How's it going over in that part of the world? Hopefully the weather's not too extreme over there. We're just having a very wet British summer here. Very wet. A bit cool, but wet. Global boiling. 7 pints of me hungry. Fair play. Well, my exhaust is shite still. Yeah. Don't ever go to the garage on Moor Bridge because they fitted my exhaust, came away, engine management light on, exhaust blowing on a brand new exhaust, which, you know, shouldn't be happening. Took it back next day. They put some putty in. Still blowing now. It's going for an MOT in November to a different garage who I trust. But yeah, cars. I hate cars. Absolutely hate cars. I think they're the worst things ever. Very wet and dull. To be fair, we've had a good day today in Nottingham. It's been sunny with a little bit of cloud, no rain all day. Yesterday, chucked it down all day long. Not nice. Not nice at all. Yeah, can't beat the British weather at the moment. Grass is green though, you know, and I'm sure where Craig lives in Kent, I'm sure it's a lot greener there this year than it was last. Yeah, complete washout yesterday. Yeah, that Riverside Festival was on in Nottingham, isn't it? I don't go down. There's too many idiots go down there personally. Apologies if anybody's on here who's been, just in case. But yeah, I don't go down. It's a bit, yeah, it's in the wrong area of Nottingham. It's a bit rough. But me and my mates went to watch Notts County game last time and bloody awesome day at Navigation Top. So yeah, they're outside bar. You got Magpie Brewery's tap room as well, which is round the corner. They're always open on counties games as well. So literally round the corner. So County have sold McGoldrick. Have they still got the lad who banged all the goals in last year? Can't remember his name. But have they still got him? Because I know they got thumped yesterday. That's a blip. I'm sure they'll do well. I hate cars. They're a necessity. Bloody money pit. Yeah, we've had one problem after another, Jamie. Took our car to some idiot that was supposed to do work. He fucked it up royally. We had to scrap the car. If I had the money, I'd go after him and put him out of business. And then we had the new car that we bought, and we've had issues with that as well. It's like, Jesus Christ, you just can't win. There was a book that came out in 1981 called The Eyes of Darkness that predicted a deadly virus from Wuhan. It's frightening, isn't it? Langstaff. Yeah, is he still there then, Langstaff? They need to keep him because if he's there, once they gel again, which will happen, they'll have a few rough games probably. Once they get home, I mean, the other players sent off, didn't they? Longstaff. Ah. Yeah, Chris Park Williams, sadly. What you know, poor bloke. Yeah, he's only in his 40s. 40s is scary. You know, when you see people younger than you dying, and it's like, fucking hell. Still been really humid down there. It has been warmish, but certainly not as warm. I mean, 12 degrees in Nottingham yesterday. That's freezing, that is. I was out last night in t-shirt, shirt, and a jacket out in city centre. Went into this pub called Penny Lane. It's got an arcade in there, in the, what you would call it, the Hockley / Lace Market area. And oh my God, I felt old. All it was full of was, well, there was some people my age in there, but the majority were like young, 18 to 21-year-olds with no clothes on, all playing on these bloody arcade machines. And I'm like, oh, I can't be done with this. But I was out at a stag, so I had to do as it were. But an hour in there, and that was it. Fucking an hour. Well, that's it. I'm going. Went to the Cockney, got some nice 11% impy down there, and then went home. Didn't fall over. You know, can't be falling over every night. It hurts, and I've still got the scars and the bruises to prove it all. Jason Lee, he had the pineapple haircut. Thomas. He was playing at the same time as Andre Salenzi, wasn't he? First Italian, yeah. Salenzi was shit as well, wasn't he? Was it Salenzi who was shit? I think it was. Was it some other one? There's one of them. He was absolutely fucking woeful. Sure, it was Salenzi. Yeah, Danny. 100, just over one. No, 95 away. Yeah, 95 away from 4,000. Wow. Yeah. And to say I'm not clicky, part of a clique of YouTube channels or like that, you know, friends, obviously, with some channels, but certainly not part of no clique that feed into each other's. I think that's, yeah, not bad, really. Yeah. And actually, somebody who likes what he does and is not doing it to, you know, I like it because I like a beer. And I like supporting breweries. Fucking social media gets on my tits, mind you. Especially when you're on 7 different social medias, tagging in every goddamn brewer with photos. But if they use the photos, it's good for them. So Salenzi was shit, wasn't it? Yeah. Do you know something? You know, because of this, it's kind of getting me that thing where I'm drinking and all of a sudden I go like that and it's like, yeah, fucking calm it down. And I've been a good lad since. What are you doing for the celebration? Some crazy homebrew? You never know, you know. Yeah. There are some channels out there that have an acquired taste. People like them, some people do, some people don't. Yeah. Everyone has to make their own opinion upon that, I'm afraid. Some people will like me, some people won't. It is what it is, isn't it? You're not everybody's flavour. Some people are looking for a certain thing. And the only problem is Google is kind of funny in that way because YouTube, rather, because somebody gets more hits, they will put their videos always to the top of YouTube. And it's the same with the internet. There was a time back in the day where you could get to the top of the internet quite easy, but nowadays they just look after certain channels, and this is the same across all social media. Certain channels get looked after, and certain channels just get chucked. And even on my channel, you'll search Wraggy's Beers on YouTube, and certain channels will come up even when you're searching my name, and it's like, I'm not fucking searching for you, you twat. I'm searching for that person, and but I'm only really here to do my own stuff. I'm not really here to worry about what others do. And there's a lot of clickbait out there. Yeah, yeah. I can't do graphics. It's no point me even trying that business. Yeah. And there's a lot of this. There's a lot of this pouring it down the sink, which I don't like to do either. There's a way of saying you don't like something without pouring it out the sink. Personalities are king, aren't they? You know, sometimes it's just interesting to see what shit people come out with and see where they go. The only thing with YouTube, and that you've got to be careful what you say because things can backfire, especially if you say something that you really shouldn't have said. And in all social media these days, one has to watch their what you're saying. You've got to be careful of what you're saying. Yeah. People, in some ways you're judged on any review you bring out. Really, people can watch a review. Oh, I used to like you. That was a shit review. And sometimes it could be that the beer was shit and you just didn't like it at that time, you know, or because you're tired. Yeah, everyone does what they do. It's as simple as that, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, fair play. Um, if I had the same amount of subscribers and was able to earn money off the internet, that'd be nice, you know. I mean, like Craig and literally every single. I thought I've not seen anything. I thought it was just YouTube, Craig. When you said you're not posted a review for 6 weeks, I thought it was just YouTube being a cunt and not telling me that you've got a review. But like Craig and a lot of other reviewers, we literally, if we do earn anything, it's nothing. And I've not seen any. When you go past 1,000 subscribers, you get revenue if you enable it. And literally, I've earned zilch in months and months. So I think Google must have downgraded me or something. But if you're able to earn money off social media, then fair play in a lot of ways. I can't fault him for that. You earn money how you can. Um, simple as that in that respect. But no reviews for 6 weeks. Shocking. Fucking hell. Who's comments? No, nobody has a monopoly on beer opinion because we all drink it. We all got our own opinion. Yeah. It's literally that, isn't it? Right, pour a bit more of this out. That's crazy, that is. So I've just put the vent back into place on this because I want to see how long it lasts. And there we go. It's gone really foamy because I've sealed it back up. It's crazy. 3.5 weeks and it's still tasting good. Keep taking the odd bit out. Yeah, crazy. I think the channel is growing. It's growing slowly. I've not gone viral or anything. And I know that the channel we're on about is channel got put on TV. And that, woof, once your channel gets highlighted, on me, so, on TV or something, then it's bound to go a bit more viral. Or a case of luck. Or like you say, clickbait. You put the right thing in something and all of a sudden that video will get loads of hits for some reason, and I don't know why. I've got a video I did of Thor's hammer, a homebrew, posted it literally 8 months or so ago, and for some reason all of a sudden just lately it's getting shitloads of hits and I have no idea why. Is there a new Thor film coming out that's Thor's hammer? And they're clicking on that because it says Thor's hammer. I have no idea. It's weird. It is weird. Oh, I'm still doing beer reviews. Yeah, the kegs are just topping up the beer when I'm not doing beer reviews. Yeah, yeah. I've still got 2 kegs, 2 mini kegs. I can't believe it. Bought that much beer. Got my daughter's wedding as well on the 8th or 9th of September. Don't ask me the date. It's the 8th or 9th. 8th. And I'm going to buy some beer for that as well. So I'm looking at buying 4 mini kegs, 5 mini kegs for that. And I'm doing a mini Wraggy beer festival this time. The daughter won't let me have anything bigger. So maybe 4 mini kegs. So a super mini beer festival. Just got a corny keg off eBay. Setting up a keezer. Wow, that's beyond me, that is. Strongbow Dark Fruits, 33,000 views. Ridiculous, that, isn't it? Yeah, it was on Essential News. I think it was Central News. So you got a Welsh bloke talking about beer on Central News, which is in the Midlands. Bonkers. But it was in 2018. It wasn't COVID, it was 2018. So it was a long time ago. Good evening, Steve. How are we doing these days? It's been a long while, mate. It's been a long while. I hope you're well. Hope the family's well. I do see you flick up on Instagram every now and again, but I'm usually at work. I think you do lives on Instagram, and I'm usually at work, so I can't. I've got cameras watching me at work, so I have to be super careful. I only got mini kegs at Christmas. cold winters and that when I broke up from man time to chill out. Hey, fair play, fair play. All need chill out time. Without chill out time, you know, can't all be work, work, work. You know, be it home, work, be it family. You need that bit of chill. 14's easily done on a night. I'm flipping weak. I don't think I've done 14, not done 14 in a week for, I don't know, a long time. Oh, shit. Battery's at 5% on my phone. I have not got a cable down there. So yeah, I've not done, and I don't let it go off because it'll carry on without me being here. But yeah, I've not done 5% for a long 5%. I've not done below 14 in a long time. So yeah, 2 or 3 impers will take you to 14. Yeah, crazy, isn't it? We're renovating our first house, not having one year, but I'm looking forward to chill out at Christmas. Yeah. Fair play there. Yeah. I had the grandkids and the dog last week, and 2 days of that, I'm ready for committing. You know, when they're not your kids, it's a lot harder. When they're your own kids, you can sort them out. Being on the radio as well, yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. I mean, fair play to anybody who gets lucky. You know, you see a lot of people, they're earning some theme park worldwide. They're going all the way around the world, all because of bloody YouTube channels. And if you can earn money where you're doing something you love, like beer reviews or going around breweries and pubs, getting paid for it and earning enough money not to work, but just to do that, then, you know, you can't really. Maybe it needs to calm it down on the clickbait, but you can't really fault him for that. And no, I don't fault him at all. So sadly, phone's just about to die. I daren't let it go any further because it'll knacker up the feed. But thank you to each and every person who came tonight. I did say to the wife I'd be down the shed about an hour and a half. I think it is about an hour and a half now. So thank you everyone for joining in. We'll be more regular. Yeah, on lives, not just anything else. But thank you for joining in, and see you soon. Cheers. It's going to die literally now. Right, cheers.